Hello mentors, it's your friend Jack the Lad here. Nice to see you again. I mean, I can't see you, but it's nice to know that you're there. And as nice as it is to know that you're there, I'm very, very sad that you're having to watch this video. It's a real shame that due to the constraints of the pandemic, you couldn't come in to the school and watch me present part one of Dare to Dream, which of course is the journey. Hopefully, COVID permitting, the next time I'm in a school, you will be with me, so you can see the presentation firsthand, the way it's designed to be seen, really. But I just wanted to do a few short videos for you to give you some of the flavour of part one of Dare to Dream, which, as you can see from the slide, is called The Journey, so that it will give you a few pointers about sort of some of the things that you can talk to your students about and some of the content that we cover when we do the first presentation. The journey is very much, it's taken up mainly by the story of my early life and some struggles that I faced when I was growing up and the conditions that I was living in. And it's about how I managed to start understanding that the way my life started didn't have to have too much to do with where my life was going to end up. As I say, this is the first of three presentations. We start with the journey. We then present the skills, which is all about teaching the young people some of the real core attributes that they need to go on and really achieve everything that they are capable of achieving. And then the final presentation is called the ultimate goal, where we talk about kind of the one thing really that we've all got in common and the one thing that we're all really, really searching for. So over the course of the program, we're going to talk a lot about things like self-awareness. We're going to be talking about things like resilience and comfort zones and mindsets and being grateful for what we have and not being afraid to fail. All of these kind of really important attributes that if a young person can start learning now and putting into practice now will stand them in really, really good stead for when they leave education and training and actually start their way in the working world. So thank you for being involved. I'm absolutely sure that you're going to get a great deal out of the program. It's a job that I'm very, very proud to do. And I know that you're going to make such a difference to the young people that you're mentoring. So to you personally, and of course your businesses, we thank you for being involved. And yeah, let's crack on with the journey. So my early life really wasn't pointing me in that direction. It wasn't pointing me in the direction of success because my upbringing and my early life was a real struggle. I'm a council house boy. I grew up in a very rough part of South London. I'd lived in 4 houses by the time I was 10 years old. In fact, you can see behind me the first house that I ever lived in. And when I show the young people the picture of this house, I don't do it because I want them to feel bad for me. In fact, there's a couple of reasons that I do it. I show them the house so that they can see that aesthetically, it isn't particularly nice. It wasn't particularly glamorous, my upbringing. This is a 2-up, 2-down council house, as I say, in South London. But I also show them the picture of this house because I really want them to understand that wherever they're starting from doesn't have to have anything to do with where they can actually get to if they can apply themselves in the right way. Yeah, my young life was a struggle. My mum raised me, my younger brother and my 2 elder sisters on her own. My biological father walked out on us when I was 2.5 years old and I never ever saw him again. And it was hard. My mum had no money. The house that we lived in, this house that you can see, didn't have hot water, didn't have heating. So we'd have 1 bath a week, which I'd share with my younger brother. She couldn't afford to feed us, my mum. So it was kind of spam, crisps and beans most nights. And if we were lucky on a Sunday, mum would be able to scrape enough money together to get some sausages and some potatoes so we could have some meat and veg. So yeah, it was tough for me growing up, and it's tough for a lot of young people growing up now. And what I want to do is instill into them some belief that it can get better and that no matter where you're starting from, you can achieve amazing things. When you grow up in a house like the one that I lived in, it doesn't bode very well for you when you go here. Because the facts are that year 9s, year 10s, year 11s, so 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old students, they can be pretty mean if the mood takes them. And I suffered from them when I was at school. I was bullied mercilessly at school. I was bullied for all sorts of reasons. I was bullied because I was smelly, because I couldn't have a bath. I had 1 bath a week, as I said. I was bullied because my clothes didn't fit, were dirty, had holes in them. I was bullied because I didn't have a good school bag, I didn't have a decent packed lunch, and I was bullied because I wasn't doing very well in school. And the reason for that was essentially because I was malnourished. My mum, as I say, couldn't afford to feed us, so to concentrate on school for 6-7 hours a day was very, very hard. And when I say bullied, I'm talking about walking through the corridors of my school and I've wet my trousers, I'm crying at 13, 14 looking for a teacher, which isn't a good look at all. So school was really, really tough for me, like it is for many, many young people. I didn't have a friendship group, so I would kind of traipse about trying to latch on to other groups and trying to be something that I wasn't, for the entertainment, if you will, of other people. And I really didn't have any identity at school. And identity is one of the first things that I really get into the students about when we do presentation one, the journey. And I talk about the power of understanding who you are, what you stand for, and what you have to offer. And I try to talk to the students about the fact that following people around and allowing them to twist and manipulate and bend you into someone that you're not for their own amusement isn't going to get you where you need to be. And that the key is to find people that like you for who you are, like what you represent, like what you stand for, and want you in their life. Not the ones that want to change you into something that you're not. I'm a big believer in identity, and I'm going to play you a short piece of audio now, which is delivered by this man. This man you may recognise is the Oscar-winning actor Matthew McConaughey. Wonderful actor, very talented man, and also a really, really deep thinker. You may well know that Matthew McConaughey speaks at universities all over the States. He's shortly to be running for the governor of Texas. He's a very, very bright man, and he's very, very big on celebrating who you are and the person that you are. So I'm going to play you this audio now. It's around about 2 minutes long. I've listened to it hundreds of times. I never ever get bored of it. And it's about understanding yourself and accepting yourself for who you are. So have a listen. This is Matthew McConaughey talking about identity. And then after this, I'll tell you about the first things I'd like you to chat with your students about when you have your first mentoring sessions. So have a listen to Matthew McConaughey.
Defining ourselves by what we are not is the first step that leads us to really knowing who we are. You know that group of friends that you hang out with that they really might not bring out the best in you? Kind of shady. They really aren't going to be there for you in a pinch. Or that computer screen, right? That computer screen that keeps giving us an excuse not to get out of the house and engage with the world and get some real human interaction. Or how about that food that we keep eating? The stuff that tastes so good going down, makes us feel like crap the next week. We feel lethargic and we keep putting on weight. Well, those people, those places, those things, stop giving them your time and energy. Just don't go there. I mean, put them down. And when you do this, when you do put them down, when you quit going there, and you quit giving them your time, you inadvertently find yourself spending more time and in more places that are healthy for you, that bring you more joy. Why? Because you just eliminated the who's, the where's, the what's, and the when's that were keeping you from your identity. All right, so get rid of the excess, the wasted time. Decrease your options. If you do this, you will have accidentally, almost innocently, put in front of you what is important to you by process of elimination. Knowing who we are is hard. It's hard. So give yourself a break. Eliminate who you are not first, and you're going to find yourself where you need to be.
So I'm sure you'll agree that is an amazing piece of audio. I mean, I truly love it. I think it's really, really inspiring, and I think the message there is absolutely spot on. I will never, ever get tired of listening to it. And I think, essentially, what Matthew McConaughey is saying is what you can see on the screen now, that the greatest challenge in life is discovering who you are, and the second greatest is being happy with what you find. So at this point, I would like you to have your first sort of chat with your student. Now you will see, you should have one of these, you will have one of these. This is our Dare to Dream mentoring booklet. Now it's really important, and I want to point this out to you, that this is just a guide. There are conversation starters in here for you to use when you talk to your student, but don't feel that you need to rush through the whole booklet all in one hit. if a student is really opening up to you about something, then by all means, just chat about that one topic if you think that's what they really want to talk to you. And the first section in here is about identity, self-awareness, if you will, and understanding who you are, understanding the type of person that you are, and celebrating the fact that you are brilliant and you have got something to offer. So there's conversation starters in here. If you have a chat with your student about that now, find out how they think they're doing, how they think their place in the world is looking, and I'll be back with another video shortly, which you can watch at your leisure, and I'll be talking to you a little bit more about some of the content that we talk about in presentation 1, which is the journey. Thanks.